Earlier tonight, President Trump addressed Congress and the nation about plans to tackle issues including immigration and the economy. Amanda and political analyst Dennis Goldford are back with some final thoughts on the president's address.
We heard a lot from President Donald Trump tonight, some of the expected topics like the economy and immigration, but we also heard a lot from the president about culture war issues. He spoke at length about getting rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion, about getting rid of transgender women from women's sports, transgender teaching in school instruction. Comparison, the Democratic Party and the Democratic response, there was no conversation about supposed culture war issues. The focus was on the economy, national security. Dennis, does that have any political implications about the future of where these two parties may be heading?
Well, sure. On the Republican side, the Republicans, in terms of their political gene pool, so to speak, they've opposed the welfare state since the New Deal and Franklin Roosevelt. So they opposed Medicare, they opposed many of them Social Security, in fact. But at the same time, the other prong of that gene pool, if I'm mixing metaphors here for the Republicans, is an opposition to what we generally group under the term the rubric, the whole culture wars kinds of things that you mentioned. And Republicans with a certain amount of political strength right now feel the ability to push back on all that. For the Democrats, again, as I suggested with Senator Slotkin, there are two central groups in the Democratic Party. One is the more centrist that says you've got to focus on the economy, national security, standard kinds of foreign policy issues. And the other more progressive side of the Democratic Party who says, no, you've got to double down on things like DEI and various culture war issues. And that's, again, a battle the Democrats are going to have right now.
Right, and there was especially conversation in this past election where, Republicans did very well comparatively to the Democrats in the presidential election, at least. There was conversation of did these culture war type topics hurt Democrats in that election? I guess it remains to be seen of which way the party continues to go. Dennis, thanks for joining us tonight. We
always
appreciate
a pleasure.
Ben, back to you.
Appreciate the breakdown. Thank you.